Hello everyone. Today we will recite the poem Why from Marigold book. Let us recite the poem Why. I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why by the by? He wants to know why wood should swim, why leaden marble sink, why sun should shine and wind should blow, and why we eat and drink. He wants to know what makes the clouds and why they cross the sky. Why sinks the sun behind the hills and why the flowers die. Some of these whys are not too hard to answer if you will try. Others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. Now look at the explanation of the poem. The first stanza of the poem is, I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why by the by? In this stanza, the poet says that he knows a little boy who is very curious. Here, the meaning of curious is eager to know something. He always asks why something happens. He has a number of questions in his mind. He keeps on asking why this, why that, why now, and why not, and other similar questions about everything he comes across. Look at the second stanza of the poem. He wants to know why wood should swim, why leaden marble sink, why sun should shine and wind should blow, and why we eat and drink. In these lines, the poet further describes the queries of the little boy. He asks questions like, why does wood swim? Here the meaning of the word swim is float in water, while leaden marble sink in water. The boy also asks why the sun shines and wind blows, why we eat and drink. Now look at the third stanza of the poem. He wants to know what makes the clouds and why they cross the sky, why sinks the sun behind the hills and why the flowers die. In these lines, the poet gives some more examples of the questions asked by the little boy. The poet says that the boy wants to know what are the clouds made up of and why do the clouds move across the sky. He also wants to know that at sunset, why does the sun sinks? Here the meaning of sinks is sets behind the hills, and what is the reason that the flowers in the garden die all of a sudden. Now the last stanza of the poem. Some of these whys are not too hard to answer if you will try. Others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. In these lines, the poet says that some of these questions asked by the little boy are not difficult to answer. We just need to think about it and can satisfy the child's curiosity, but the answers of some other questions cannot be given because no one has found their reasons till date. Summary of the poem Why. In this poem, there is a little boy who is very curious. He always asks why something happens. He has a number of questions in his mind. He wants to know why wood swims whereas lead and marble float. Why the sun shines and wind blows. He wants to know what are clouds made up of and why they move across the sky. Why the sun sinks behind the hills and why the flowers die. The poet says that some of these questions asked by the little boy can be easily answered, but others cannot be answered because no one has found their reason till date. Now the word meaning. First word is curious, means eager to know. Second word lead, means a heavy metal. Third word swim. Here swim means float. Fourth, sink means go down the surface of liquid. Fifth word hard means difficult.